G'day guys and welcome to episode 1 of the Bundy build. My name's Thomas from Benton Buckled and this here is Mad Matt's Bundera. We've got a lot of work to do to this thing over the next 6 to 12 months and it's gonna be so cool. But before we get into any of that, let's go for a walk around. Let's have a look at what damage is on it, what things we need to work on, have a deep dive into how he looks after his vehicle, how clean it is. Come on, I'll take you for a walk. Righto, so we'll start from the front, and as you can see, this is all the normal stuff that we see on all the videos. Ultravision lights, you know, factor 55 hook, Maxxis razors, all the custom bar work, the halos. Looks pretty good. I kind of like it. Let's have a closer look, shall we? Oh dear. So yes, as you can see, this has had a birthday before. And yeah, there's quite a bit of bog in that guard there. So look, lucky he has thrown a new guard in there in the back because yeah, look, it doesn't get much better around the back. Yeah, quite a bit of damage on this guard here. I've also got, you know, the Oricom aerial where it's mounted here is punched through the guard. You can have a look there. So we're hoping to keep the position of that aerial and yeah, look, we're going to do something a bit trick with that. So we'll see how that pans out later on. But yeah, that's just what have we got so far, the first guard. And it's yeah, full of bog. It's dinted, it's scratched and looking pretty ordinary. Now have a look at the scrub bars that Matt's made. Now, if you ever looked at this, you'd think, Matt, this is never gonna work. But this thing's taken quite a few hits. Have a look at the scrubs. So they're basically a steel flare slash scrub bar. And they're only bolted in to the inner guard. And I've said it quite often, and I'll say it again. Matt, you're an idiot. That's never gonna work. But alas, it does. So the guard's quite strong when it's mounted to all those points, and it distributes the pressure evenly when he does cop a knock on there. You know, it's not full protection, but geez, it works well for what it is. I wouldn't have thought it was going to work like that, but once again, I was proved wrong. All right, we'll keep going down the side here. So here's this lovely driver's door, and that's where you normally see the ugly mug hanging out of the car there. And yeah, another nice big battle scar along there. Some more along there. What's going on behind there, Matt? Bit of sill damage, is it? Yes. Where is it? So it looks like the sliders have bent at some point. See quite a bit of damage there. And yeah, look, they've taken out the sill. And let's see what happens when we open the door. Oh. Well, that's a problem. Give it a bit of a... There we go. So obviously, yeah, we've got to do plenty of repairs on that. Door edge is all scuffed. Bit of rust starting to show throughout the old girl. So, bit of rust as you can see coming through there. Look at the gutters up here. Bit of rust coming through the gutters as well. So again, another flare slash scrub guard. And as you can see, it's also taken quite a few hits. It's bolted on the same way, and yeah, it's distributed the force relatively evenly, and hey, it works. Bloody well works. So we have a look through here, and oh yep, he's done a bit of flexing, so a bit of scrubbing there on the razors. But hey, we don't let that worry us, do we? It's just somewhere where he can brush his teeth while he's out camping. Nice little mirror. All right, make our way to the back. Now this is where the Bundy gets really interesting. So being the short wheelbase that it is, and the type of driving that Matt does, these poor C-pillars just absolutely copper flogging. So as you can see, they've been lent on banks, they've been bounced off banks, they've been bloody used as a seesaw. It gives them a hiding. So as you can see there, the quarter's no much better. Tail light's not much better. Now have a look at this. There's a bit of an idea there of what's going on as to how Matt proposes that we find a permanent solution for this C-pillar. So leave it in the comments below if you've got a solution, or if you think you know what he's going to do with it. All right, moving up to the roof. Plenty of Bundy rust in the gutters. Nice little dint on the corner of the roof there. Yeah, moving right along. Yeah, a bit more rust. Coming around to the windscreen, and there's some rust bubbling out from under the windscreen frame. So that's going to be interesting. And there's also what looks to be the original colour. There it is there. So you can see that when they did the original respray on it, it looks like it was probably originally white. And they've given it a respray but left the windscreen in, so they're just the marks from the tape. Or it may even just be the sealant that's leaked out. Have a look when we pull that out. So here we've got the back end of the beautiful Bundy. And what's going on here? More rust. More rust. And that's, yeah, quite bad through there. See some runs in the paint there where it's been touched up with a bit of probably Dulux knowing Matt, something from Bunnings. Quick slap it, Dom, keep the rust away. From the bottom of the gutter as well, down to the passenger side pillar, sorry. And yep, absolutely fed. Now, if you watched his last video where Matt tried to do a backflip in the Bundy, you'll see that this is what saved his ass. The rear bar and quarter is the only thing that bounced him over, stopped him from doing a backflip. So you can see a bit of a guide there as to what we're going to do with that. So that'll get a nice little quarter chop and infill plate, and then that rear bar is going to get made again by Matt to strengthen it up a little bit so he can prevent doing backflips again in the future. You can see more damage along this quarter, so it's going to take quite a bit of work to get all that straightened out. Again, scrub bar's taking a decent hit. Along the roof as well, more dents, more rust. Passenger side door. Yahoo! He gave me one straight panel to work with. How good is that? One's better than none. There might even be two. Oh wait. Never mind. What have we got here? Rust bubbles. See paint chips flaking. Looks like there's a bit of filler that's flaked off there and cracked away. There's the Mad Matt snorkel that you've probably all seen. Guard entry in Raptor Black. So Toyota symbol in the snorkel there. And then as we go around the bottom of the windscreen in the classic Land Cruiser spot. Yep, she's seen better days. You can see through the guard and the scuttle panel there that looks like it's gonna be just as bad underneath. So that'll be interesting. All right, let's have a look inside the passenger doors. Yeah, all right, so obviously we all know Mad Matt, he talks enough, so doesn't need speakers. More rust in the bottom of the gutters and in the door frames. And check out this, I don't even know where these came from, but bloody leather seats. Look like they might be territory seats or something, but geez, they're a bit flash for him, I think. Bloody fancy. Even electrical adjustable. Bet you that don't work. Oh, got some more damage along the bottom here. Oh, for someone that doesn't like mud, there seems to be a lot of mud. Now, apparently, the body mounts on these are quite bad. And let's have a look and see if we can see it. Well, that floor looks pretty good, which is a good sign. That's one. Go over to the driver's side again. We'll have a look over there. Right, so just pull back the carpet under the driver's side, and let me tell you, it stinks. Look at this, the grubby little bugger. What is that? Jesus. Hope he looks after the race car better than this one. Well, no rust in that floor pan either. No speakers as well. Let's open up the back doors. Then we'll have a look through. See what other surprises he's got for us. Well, geez, that rear door frame doesn't look any better once you've opened the doors, I'll tell you that much. That is cactus. Luckily, my good mate Mick at Steel and Speed Customs is an absolute bodywork whiz, and he's going to handle all that for us. So, oh, there we go. There's a new driver's guard that he's thrown in there with us. The back of the Bundy where you couldn't probably pay me to sit, I don't think. All the tools to keep the Bundy running. Yeah, that'll be right. Couple of spanners and a screwdriver, Matt. If you can't fix it with that, you ain't trying, are ya? Beautiful. All right, let's see what's under the rear carpet. It looks pretty dry back here, so still got the paint on. So it's not too bad. It's giving us a box of spares. God knows we're gonna need them. Pull back the rear carpet again. Yeah, not bad. Couple of little dots there. I don't know if they're rust bubbles or if they're just part of the spot welding. Yeah, it looks like it might be part of the spot welding. Yeah, same on the other side. So that's good news. He's got his little sophisticated 12-volt setup out the back here. So there it is, guys. A deep dive into Mad Matt's Bundy. And I'll give you a hint. It's not going to look like this when we're finished with it. In fact, I want him to be so careful when we're finished this that he won't want to take this thing wheeling. But we all know he still will. But that's okay. If we make the paint shiny enough, hopefully it'll just bounce off obstacles. The Mang Mang. Haha, she sounds pretty cool, but it won't sound the same when we're finished with it. Leave it in the comments. What do you think is going to happen to this engine? Are we swapping it? Is it going to get an L67 supercharger? Maybe he's going to go diesel. I've always wanted Mad Matt to be a diesel guy. What do you reckon? Turbo diesel Bundy? Now that tickles my fancy. What do you reckon? What should he put in it? All right, guys. I have a lot of work to get started on, so I'm gonna whip this bad boy around into the shed and start disassembling, because this thing ain't gonna build itself.
I've said I don't think he can do it.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Mad Matt's Bundy. How was that, eh? As you can see, he's a bit of a grubby bugger and he's hard on the gear. But don't worry, we've got a team that's gonna take care of this. Over the next 6 to 12 months, there is gonna be so much work going into this thing. It is gonna be mind-blowing. We're going to be running episodes as much as we can. We'll be releasing them on the Mad Matt 4 Drive socials and also the Bent and Buckled socials. So stay tuned on those, guys. Catch up on the stories for all the behind the scenes, and we look forward to seeing you again. I've been Thomas. This is Mad Matt's Bundy. On behalf of us all, stay safe in the shed.